My name is Russ Rettig, and I worked as a general contractor for over 35 years, and I just recently retired. I ended up wanting to do something during my evenings, especially during the fall months, which is when my wife travels quite a bit on business. I was watching Good Morning America, and I found this one lady who had done projects that were so lifelike to a building that it just inspired me to want to do projects more like her. So I found myself producing gingerbread pieces, and I'll be able to build larger and better and more detailed pieces. When I'm starting a piece out, the first thing I'll do is I'll go online and find as many pictures as possible to give me ideas. An architect can design things in his head and puts it on paper and then has no idea how to build it. And a contractor's mentality is a little different. I can't just sit down on a piece of paper and draw you up a house, but if I see a picture of something, I can build it. One of the questions quite frequently asked of me is if I'm a baker or I work in a bakery, and I tell them no, that I build houses for a living. And for some reason that does not correlate over to what their expectations were when they asked the question. It's always interesting for me to see their reactions. I've had some failures in doing my projects. I can build a spec house from the ground up, and it's easier to do that than it is building a house out of gingerbread because of the materials and the limitations of the materials that you have. Interestingly enough, on one of the projects I did, which I entered into this Old House Online's project, was of the painted ladies, the 3 houses. I finished second and not first. But then the following year, when I was looking to do the contest again, I noticed that they were using my photograph, not the first place one. So I almost sent a letter off for that one, but I decided to let it go. I've done one for the local newspaper for the Contra Costa Times, and I finished first. The Snow White piece was displayed at the Disney Family Museum. The nativity scene was displayed at a Crush Festival where over 1,000 people saw it, and that was a lot of fun. And then my pastor at my local church asked me to display that at my church afterwards at Christmas Eve Mass. And I had made a lot of new friends at my church since then, and they seem to know me for being the gingerbread guy now. And again, asking me if I was a baker, which I'm not. I do incorporate Disney Pixar because it elicits a response from people when they see them of smiling and that it's happy and it's colorful, and things that are animated are easily translated over into gingerbread than, say, a photograph of a real house. A question that some people ask me a lot is, what do I do with my pieces? And they're really enamored with me wanting to keep them, which is very interesting to me because I do it for the sake of art and not for the sake of wanting to keep it. They'll usually last me till about February, March, and I have a house crashing party, just myself, and I will dispose of that at that time. And when I tell people this, I get this incredulous look of, why would you destroy this? Why don't you put spray adhesive or something to protect it? And I always tell them that I do it because I want to do it, not because I want to keep them. I kind of compare it to somebody that does, like an artist who does sidewalk chalk art, and you'll see them do their designs on the chalk, and you're thinking to yourself, why don't you do that on canvas? Why are you doing that? You're going to just lose that. It's the same thing. He wants to see smile on people's faces, and he does it for art's sake. And that's my same reason for doing my gingerbread houses.
It smelled really good when you were making the gingerbread.
The house
the house
nice.
smelled really good.
Better than sawdust and construction, yeah.